gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Let's see who riding with me. 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 Let's see who riding with me.
Pardon me, world, I'm just a nigga with an attitude. That's why my syrup yellow when I'm easy on the ice cube. But other times I'm known to be a nice dude, especially if you got a round ass and some nice boobs. My time's due. If you ain't on my team, get out my way. Cause I don't think the world's ready for shit I'm about to say. Who about to pay? Come on with it, cause I'm about to get these dividends. See, in the end, I'll be the last man standing, so let's get it in. The underdog is on the rise, and you ain't stopping that. I'm dropping tracks every chance I get it, and I ain't dropping back. I'm tired of track. My music has been rotten, I ain't gotten back. From fans feeling for my music like how fiends be copping crack. Who's stopping that? These niggas keep on acting like they're buying shit. They just might fool a couple chips, but real niggas ain't buying it. The dying get the people fool with shit they're trying to spit. When the real G says they're fake, you won't see them denying it.
You can roll with all these fakers if you want to, and pray they gonna do the things they gonna do. You hope to find someone like me, but there is not one to.
It is what it is. So, welcome to episode 16. I made it. You know what it is. I got one of the realest motherfuckers on Facebook right now. As for long, it's been cool. Like different years, we had to catch up with each other, but we've been talking heavily on Facebook. So I'm going to introduce my man to them from the West Coast. Pittsburgh, and I'm not talking about Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm talking about Pittsburgh, Cali. My man J-Rydah. What's goody, bro?
What's up with it?
He got his throne going on.
I got a co-host that needs to stay silent. You just be quiet, all right? Play your game. I'm babysitting.
Play your game.
Live from grandpa.
It's about to get real deep.
Yeah, put earphones in there. Don't listen to none of this shit. When I'm talking about hoes and nothing, don't even listen. All right.
You know, just put your hands in your ears because we about to talk grown folk stuff. What's going on with you, man?
It's all good, man. I'm out here in the rain. We're rained out here, but I'm fixing on some shit, trying to get ready for when the weather changes and I can get out there back on tubes.
Just to let y'all know how far this go. When we met, I was skinny. Just like right there.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was at 2013? 2013 Myrtle Beach?
2012.
The 25th anniversary?
I think.
Oh, that was the year before.
I think you're right. 2013, I think. Yeah.
I was out there.
Yeah.
I came out there both years.
It was one of those.
Was the van there?
Oh,
if I was in the rape van, that was 13.
Okay, let's see.
Yep.
Now, see, you call it the rape van. I call it the 18 van because y'all motherfuckers popped out and y'all about to do some shit. So,
yeah, a Rough Rider started saying, "Man, it looked like y'all got a rape van." And everybody started calling it that. You know what I mean?
Y'all corny for that. So,
it's all right.
bro,
I mean, I done raped a few people for their bikes and that shit. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of bikes in the back of that came up missing, ended up in the back of that van. But
how many you can put in that van?
2 if they're not stolen, because you don't want to be getting
It's
you know
gonna be one of those shows.
legal bikes all scratched up. You know, you don't want to get legal bikes all scratched up. But
Right.
other than that, you just pile the motherfuckers in there.
All right, I got you. So this is interesting. You know my favorite question I always started off with. So let's go to the beginning of your journey.
You know, I got a cold journey because I didn't even like bikes. I didn't want to do nothing to do with none of this shit. None of it. My pops was a old school Hell's Angel. He was the president of the 5th chapter, like original, and but there were a bunch of racists. You know what I mean? So I was out the house on my own by like 12 years old, and just to get away from all that shit. You know what I mean? And I didn't like him, so I was like, I don't even like bikes, motherfucker, because you like bikes. So fuck bikes too. Fuck you and your friends and your bikes. So I was always an old school dude. You know, fucking mobbing around, doing donuts, doing sideshows. If you ever seen the sideshow videos that they be doing out here in the Bay Area, you know, my whole life was doing that shit. You know what I mean? I was worried about doing donuts, not no fucking wheelies, you know, and then it was yeah, I hated bikes. I see them on the road, I'd look at them motherfuckers. You know, but then I was locked up, and there was like 3 Rough Rider dudes in the place I was at. One of them was named Ruben. He was the original sergeant at arms in Oakland, in the original Oakland chapter. And you know, and in the pen, you know, you meet Cass and you pull out your photo album and like, yeah, this is what I do on the streets. This is what you do on the streets. Because in there, you know, we all wearing the same clothes, so you can't tell the ballers from the dope fiends. So the photo albums is what does that. And he used to pull out these photo albums of all his bikes and all the little shit they would go to. And he, you know, you always telling your little war stories up in there. And I was like, you know what? And Rough Riders was different than everything before it. You know what I mean? Because before it was all just like a, you know, the stereotypical Harley Davidson club. You know what I mean? With, you know, big old fat beer bellies and loud ass fucking bikes, and you know. And I was like, oh, these guys are on sport bikes. You know, and I know my pops and them hated sport bikes, right? Goddamn crotch rockets, rice rockets, and all this shit. And so I was like, shit. Now that's a bike club I could fuck with because they don't ride Harleys. So if I did that, that would just make pops mad, and I could rub it in his face. You know what I mean? Like, so that was how I first got open to it. And then Buck Wild, who's he's the president of Fresno now, and then Bumpy, who was the old president of Oakland. We all 3 were up there. And then after telling me all their war stories, I was like, man, when I get out, I'm coming to fuck with y'all. And shit, as soon as I got out, you know, I busted a few moves, got me a bike, called up a few people and got the numbers, but I didn't go jump in day one because, like nowadays, you know, motherfuckers will start prospecting with no bike and then learn to ride during the prospect period. And then by the time they get their first annual as a vested member, they're pulling up to the function trying to stop with their feet. You know what I mean? Because they still barely know how to fuck to ride. And I was like, I mean, that's how it's going now, right? But at that time, there wasn't none of that. And Rough Riders were known for, like, you know, riding the shit out of some bikes. And I was like, well, I can't ride the shit out of some bikes. So I rode around for like 10,000 miles before I even like pulled up and said, okay, I'm gonna fuck with y'all. Because, you know, I don't want to bring no shame on this group of riders that is known as elite riders. I'm like, shit, I ain't gonna come there and make y'all look like some damn fools because I can't do shit. So let me get my game tight, and then I'm gonna pull up. And I wasn't the shit or nothing, but I at least wasn't an embarrassment, you know. So
Gotcha.
I pull up, and then and I see my boy Bumpy, who I was locked up with. I still ain't seen Rube. I don't know if that motherfucker ever got out, but I don't know what the fuck. He was crazy anyway. Shit, he might have. Yeah, he was in there fucking people up. So.
Oh, he was on survival mode. That's all.
No, he was like the aggressor, man. Shit, you know. He socked this one dude in his kidney, made him bleed out his piss, made him piss blood. I was like, well, that was a good one right there, you know. He was like a little Mike Tyson. He was like my height, but like barely could fit through both his shoulders through a door. He had to damn walk through sideways. That's probably why they made him Sergeant Arms. Matter of fact, before I ever seen a Rough Rider vest, he had a corporate size R on his back and would walk around the yard with no shirt on. You know, so I mean, he was repping.
Wait. He had a tattoo R.
The size of a corporate R. A corporate vest size. He had this shit right here tattered on his back, that motherfucking size.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, sir.
And we used to walk around with no shirt on, and you know, but I still ain't seen him to this day. I don't know where the fuck he's at. But the other two, Bumpy was, you know, the president of Oakland, which is the chapter I joined, and Buck Wild was a Fresno member. He's now the president. But so I get out, I go pull up on Bumpy and shit, jump in, and I came at a weird time, man, because right when shit was like changing over from the old way to the new way, you know, and I got to see all these other people walking out the door, and I got to see all these other people walking in the door. So it was kind of a weird time, but
like a weird transition.
I mean, you know, because 6 months before I came in, Oakland had 95 members, and 40 of them were stunners, you know, and another 40 of them could do a fucking wheelie. So, you know, if you look at all the West Coast Connection videos, when the West Coast Connection stunt crew still had on Rough Rider vests, it was them.
Okay.
But, you know, there was, you know how there's eras in this shit, and every so often there's a fucking rift, and a bunch of people leave, and the whole culture changes. I was kind of coming in on the ass into that when all them dudes were leaving, and but still in my mind, I still expected it to be okay. We finna be riding all the time, and then the new batch was partying more and riding less. So I damn near been disappointed since day one, you know. But I was like, I'm still gonna do what we're supposed to do, because to me that was the blueprint, you know. I mean, it's lots of clubs. You always see, especially even since Sons of Anarchy, but you always see these new clubs starting up, and they don't, you know, they bubble up and then fizzle out. You know what I mean? But I always figured that when Rough Riders came in and blew up, and went coast to coast. I mean, I know DMX and the rap label was a big part of that, but another big part of that was that we wasn't doing the same blueprint as everybody else, jumping on these Harleys and fucking doing the whole protocol and shit. We was like, we're marching to the beat of our own drum. We're doing shit our way. We're on fucking sport bikes doing wheelies. We ain't riding in formation. We're riding in motherfucking stunt rides and shit. So, and that shit just caught fire. And to me, that's the biggest reason we went coast to coast in 4 or 5 years, when other clubs took, you know, decades, 2, 3, 4 decades to go coast to coast.
Right.
You know, I mean,
right.
Ain't no club ever went coast to coast like Rough Riders did. Shit, they're still trying.
That's a
I
fact.
mean,
That's a fact.
We did what the Hells Angels and them did in 40 years in 5 years. You know, so
wait, I'm about to show something, because I know it's you about to. I want you to educate people on this one. So you are a prospect.
Well, so remember I told you not. Yeah, that's how it was doing. When different places do shit different ways, and when you sign up for a prospect in Oakland, that's what they gave you right there. That's exactly what they gave you. So shit, all my line brothers had that, or brothers and sisters. You know, we were shit.
Wait,
yeah.
There's one thing you didn't. What year was this picture here?
This is in 2009.
You're old.
I'm in front of my barbershop, right?
Uh-huh.
And because I had a barbershop when I first before I went and joined, I got out and I opened a barber shop just to, keep my parole officer happy, and so it wouldn't be fuck with me. And I'm sitting there cutting hair on the weekend. A barber's best money is Friday, Saturday. But then when I joined Rough Riders, well, everything they got going down is going down on Friday and Saturday. Especially if it's out of town annual. Friday and Saturday, you can't even be home. So I'm out doing Rough Rider shit, trying to be the best prospect I could be. And everybody's calling me, man, when you coming in the shop, man? I was like, man, fuck that shop. I ended up just, I gave my barbershop to the my other buddy that was renting a chair from him. I just gave it to him. I was like, here, man, you paid the lease on this motherfucker.
You just gave it to him?
I gave it to him. I said, you take over the lease, and I only had 3 chairs. You know what I mean? It was a small little shop, but I was like, here, shit, you had them chairs. I'm out. Shit. By then I had I discharged parole. Because my parole officer seen the business and was like happy with me, let me off parole. I was like, okay, I'm off parole. Fuck that barbershop. So I could have stayed in there cutting hair, but then I wouldn't have made it as a Rough Rider. I'd have been one of the motherfuckers that's always making excuses. You know what I mean? Right, I can't make it this weekend because I got this, I got that. I was like, man, I only prospected 45 days, but they never heard an excuse come out of my mouth.
Wait.
Not one.
Wait. You only did 45 days of prospect?
Yep.
Damn.
All right, hurry up.
That'll be the shortest prospect.
Yeah, but I did more. I did a year's worth of prospecting though. I mean,
okay. So
whether you look at it, well, I didn't write no motherfucking essay. But
I was about to say, so
that shit.
what you did in 45 days pretty much was like a year worth of stuff.
Yeah. I think I did 6,000 miles. We were rolling. Man. I mean, we went up and I did all that without leaving California. We went to LA like 3 times, and that's 1,000-mile round trip right there from the Bay. But
I'll actually gonna believe you after being there. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the way I was going about it was like anything. I'm gonna be the first one there and the last one to leave, no matter what it is. Okay. So we meeting up at some gas station. I'm the first one there, and then when we pulling off, everybody else pull off last. I didn't miss a minute of anything that chapter had going the whole time I was prospecting. But they didn't even have the rules are different then. That was before they had all that all this new shit where they're fucking got people prospecting 547 days and all that old type of shit.
Good Lord. So all right, so you prospected 09 and got vested 09, you could say.
Yeah, I got vested at the 09 Fresno run.
Okay. So all right, I think you said Buck Wild, but did you have any other mentors while you were doing your short time as a prospect, or I could say also your first year? Uh-oh.
Hell. By the time I was vested a year, I had a whole new chapter. I'd started a whole new chapter. I mean, I was hustling like I was hustling in the streets. I'm not sitting here gonna, waiting for time frames and fucking time limits and all that shit. I'm trying to put shit together fast as I can. I'm trying to make shit happen. So okay. By the time a year later, I had my own chapter. I'd started and all that shit within a year after getting vested.
Is this when you started Pittsburgh or?
Yep. Because that was my original intention, but all my homeboys that I was trying to get started with it were up and down. A couple of them kept getting parole violations. I hang with a bunch of hardheads, but baby mamas fucking selling their bike and shit, just all kind of bullshit. So,
wow,
y'all catch up, and then we'll loop back around and start Pittsburgh later. But right now I'm not putting my Rough Rider career on hold just because y'all can get your shit together. And then finally, once I went out there, and shit, 2 of them followed me immediately, and then boom, they started coming. And then next thing you know, we had enough to break off and do our own thing. But shit, I had got the last like little task I did to get vested, and I didn't do no jumping jacks. I didn't recite poetry. I didn't do none of that weird shit they got people doing nowadays. But back then in Cali, we had 20 chapters, and we had made an agreement that every when a chapter throws an annual, every chapter will send at least one member to that annual. So every chapter is represented there. And our chapter was making a bunch of fucking excuses, and I got to babysit, I got to fucking tickets to the game, I can't miss it, whatever. And I was like, I'm sitting, and I'm a prospect, and I'm in the meeting, because now they they kick prospects out the meeting or some shit. But back then we was, just like you see in the prospect vest, the prospects was in the meeting,
Right.
And the prospects could drink. I mean, all these rules, man, they got more rules than this motherfucker than the goddamn laws in the penal code book nowadays. But back then it was just, it was wide open. Anyways, I'm in the meeting.
Y'all's family. Like the prospects is part of the team and all that stuff.
Yeah. It's like, you're filling them out as much as they're filling you out. Like, we all hang together every day. Shit,
Gotcha,
I never understood about taking a motherfucker like, hey, can you step outside? I mean, maybe if we're gonna vote on the motherfucker or something, ask him to step outside. But as far as, you just sit over there and what do they say? Be seen and not heard or some shit, like they're just some fucking piece of shit ass peasant. I don't like treating like people like that. So, hey, you're one of the fellas, or one of the homies if it's a chick, or whatever the chick's version of a fella would be. But anyways, I'm in the meeting, and everybody's trying to ditch going to LA, and we're in Oakland, so we're like 400 miles from there. It's not like they're the next chapter down the road. It's a journey. And I'm looking around, like, for me, I'm always looking for opportunity, even, and I'm seeing like, don't nobody want to go. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be the only motherfucker to step up when the members don't want it. I'm the prospect gonna step up. So as soon as I seen nobody going, an alternative for if you couldn't send a member, if your chapter couldn't send a member, it was, well, then you're supposed to send $100, you know what I mean? And donate $100 to that chapter. And
is that that still a rule? Is that still a rule in Cali?
I doubt it. It can't be. It can't be, because.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
we don't even all have. This is in the days when every fucking chapter was having an annual. You know what I mean? So there'd be fucking, out of 20 chapters, we'd have probably 17 annuals. You know what I mean? And now, and then once we did our state annual, then, a lot of chapters ain't even done an annual since. So.
Shit.
We kind of fell off on the annuals.
I mean, hey, listen, I only came to my first Cali annual, which was in Oakland, so I had a good damn time. So, but my thing was this: you said y'all had like 20 chapters. How many chapters y'all got right now in Cali?
What is it? I think it's like 18. Because Monterey Bay, Stockton, Modesto, and SGV all went out, and then Long Beach came in. I think that would be 17. I don't know.
So it's like
I used to have a map with a pin of every fucking with a thumbtack of every fucking chapter in the whole country.
Hey,
it was
speaking
the United
of
States
maps, I got something for you. Because you had us dying with this. I just want you to know that right there. Look at this picture.
That's not a map. That's not a map. That's the formation diagram.
I know. That's it. But I mean, if you look at, there's some shit in here that I was dying laughing, bro. Like when I say I was dying
all that
laughing,
is on point.
Oh yeah, it's on point. Oh yeah, I'm not even gonna lie about that. That's definitely on point. But you see this little thing right here where it say, I don't know, I think it's a standard.
Which one?
Numbers. That's what I'll start laughing at right there.
Well, they're standing. They're standards, right?
Right.
And they're in the hotel parking lot in the diagram. I mean, that's where they be at, right?
Mostly.
I mean, every time I've ever pulled out on a hood ride, I've seen hella standard members standing there taking pictures of us. I don't know what they do once we leave, though. I've always wondered about that. You know what I mean? I didn't know if they were, I think they'd be going back there like having orgies or something, man. I was like, I might have to stay back from a motherfucking hood ride one
Oh my
time.
goodness. That is, if you believe that, bro, then goddamn, I'm missing out.
What is that? I don't know. I don't know what they be doing because I've never been to a Rough Rider annual without my bike, so I have no clue.
Oh man, speaking of that, my friend, I got some good damn pictures of you, and I gotta say this right now. Your lean is one of the meanest leans I've seen, bar none.
Oh, that lean. Yeah,
Boy,
yeah. Well, not. I'm all right. I'm all right.
so now from a guy that did not like bikes to like look
Well,
like a goddamn professional racer.
so
How the hell that
I didn't.
how how did that transition? Because like you said, you didn't like bikes because you didn't like oh, I don't like the loud ass, but you like sports bikes, and I look at you like look at this shit.
Well, I did like I did. I said I did like cars, right?
Right.
And I'm always throwing cams and Holly carburetors and flow masters on my little cars to go, so I can burn more rubber, right? And or do better donuts or maybe go race somebody. And so I was always into horsepower, put it like that.
Okay.
But and then when I was talking to the cats, when I was locked up and they were telling me about Rough Riders and shit. And at the time, that's when like the old school market had kind of like went crazy, like you used to be able to get a cool old SS Camaro or something for $5,000, and now they're $25,000. It's like, damn, prices are through the roof. And when they were telling me about what they be doing, I'm like, man, I can get a sport bike that'll beat any old school ever made for $2,500 instead of $25,000. I was like, I might have to switch, and get my horsepower fix from a bike rather than a car. And shit, since I switched to bikes, the fact, cars ain't nothing but for grading groceries to me. Shit, I ain't had a nice car since. I was like, I damned if I fix up something. I don't do shit.
Oh,
I mean, I don't fix up cars. I don't even buy nice clothes. I don't do no traveling. All that shit goes on bike parts. I'm like, shit, I damn need an intervention because I got too much shit.
No, you don't need intervention. No, in fact, you about to let's bring up something else. You about to start. If y'all haven't seen it or joined, get on his group, Rough Rider Garage. When we supposed to start that, bro? Because I've been waiting like a year or two.
Yeah. Well, so in COVID, it was supposed to be me and GoTo were supposed to do Rough Rider Garage,
right?
So that way we could, mainly through the winter months when people ain't got a lot going on and you're trying to get your shit ready for the next season, and me and him both, fix on bikes. We was gonna be trying to tell people, give them some tutoring, some how-tos, do some videos, just talking about bikes, suggesting, what kind of tires to run, what kind of oil to run, whatever. And but that winter he started doing that snowplow shit, and what would usually be his off season, he was busy as shit doing that. So it's like he didn't have no time. And then the winter kind of passed and it didn't happen. And then the next year you was I remember you had called me and said, man, I'm gonna start this podcast. I'm like, damn, man, I should have started mine, man. I said, but I was just wishing you luck. And then when I seen yours, I'm like, okay, I gotta get this shit off the ground. And I was gonna start a fresh group, and then there was this old man. I'm in like 150 Rough Rider groups. Old, some of them down to 9 members. Some of them still got 500-600 members, right? And I found one that I'm the admin that's only still active admin in this one group that already had like 300-400 people. So I just fucking went through the fucking member list, kicked all the non-active members out, and used that one. And I started with 300 members in my little group. So
nice.
I kind of just commandeered the motherfucker. And then
are you gonna stick to Facebook Live, or are you gonna try to transition to YouTube?
I don't know. Well, I don't really want like the general public hearing the shit we're talking about. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But as far as like as far as the bike shit, like if I'm doing how to fucking put on a new chain or fucking unboxing a new product. I mean, that one might be good for YouTube, but you know, if I get to, you know, it's kind of like, you know, how a family, they might talk shit to each other, but then they don't want the rest of the public talking shit about them.
Yes.
You know, the families be having that old pervert ass uncle, and they'll cuss his ass out, but they don't want the whole world knowing that they uncle's a goddamn pervert. It's like how we is. We got some shit about us that we don't want everybody knowing, but we'll talk about among each other. You know what I mean? So,
right.
And I as much as I talk shit about other Rough Riders, I don't call it talking shit. I call it, you know, calling them on their shit or holding them accountable. But at the same time, I don't do that in public in front of no other motherfuckers because, you know, we need to keep our shit in house and deal with it that way. So that's why I'm like, I might not go public with it. But Kobe, who's my other fucking supposed to be my co-host, he said that I guess we could take it from live and then edit the other shit out before we put it on YouTube.
Yeah. Like you
which I don't know shit about that electronic shit. I know how to use wrenches. I don't know how to use a computer at all. So that'll have to be up to Kobe.
You pretty much need a co-host then.
Yeah, that's the problem. I can barely turn on my fucking phone. Shit. You know, you see when I turn on the phone, I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
He's the grumpy old Rough Rider. He just, I'm just gonna ride. That's all I want to do. I'm
like the grandpa that couldn't work the VCR. Remember back when VCRs came out?
Oh God!
Grandpa couldn't even turn the motherfucker on.
With the clock, they stay on 12 o'clock.
Or 12 o'clock. Yeah, that's me. So I need a co-host that's got some kind of, you know, knows how to reboot shit or whatever the fuck they call them computer terms is.
You heard it here first. He needs a co-host and know how to do all that shit, and I can't do all that shit. I'm still learning my damn stuff, as you can see. But who said that shit?
But since we're talking about Rough Rider Garage, though, for the people that's looking at this and don't know what the fuck that is, it's another group like Rough Chronicles that's just about the motorcycle end of Rough Riders. So, you know.
He got a couple of videos on there already. If you need help, just go up there and look at them, check them out. Especially y'all that's, you know, your bike's still in the shop for like 2 years, 3 years. So just do your own shit.
We got bike owners that ain't even planning on riding them bikes. You know, speaking of which, you know I talk a lot of shit about standard members, right?
Right.
And everybody thinks I hate standard members. It's like, no. I just don't understand why a motherfucker would not want to ride a bike. That's like not wanting some pussy. I don't get it. But at the same time, I'll help any standard member learn how to ride a bike. That's been a standing fucking offer I've had on the table for 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I will help you I'll go ride. If you're local, I'll go ride with you. And if you ain't local, I'll fucking talk you through your shit and explain anything I can. I'll do my part to help. I'd like to get everybody on too. Shit. I don't see why nobody want to do it. I don't get it.
Hey, Jay,
that's like looking at some pussy and be like,
you got somebody.
Who does that?
You got somebody that wants to be your co-host.
Who?
Spider.
Oh, me and Spider been talking too, and he's fucking. He works on shit. We had some good back and forth between me and him, because you know we both get down with the wrenches, and he actually knows how to fucking use a computer too. So he'd be good. And he's one of the admins on that group. I think the admins are me, Dirty, Go-To, Spider, and Kobe. And everybody on there either fucking wrenches or races. So or stunts, you know.
I can tell you right now, Spider, that motherfucker rides, bro. Like he rides his sports bike everywhere, like it's a fucking goddamn cruiser and shit. I be looking at his ass like, yo, what the fuck you do? That nigga's crazy.
Yeah. He showed up at the Oakland annual on 2 wheels. Shit.
No, he showed up Oakland, Arizona, VA. I think he's afraid of planes. That's what I think. But well, he loves to ride, man. So shout out to Spider.
I'm not afraid of planes, but fuck planes.
You're not afraid of planes.
Yeah. I'm not afraid of them, but fuck them. Shit.
That's like he's afraid of me. But
What? No. I'll fly some shit, but you can't. But I can't fit my ninja in the carry-on. You know what I mean? I gotta have my bike. So until they start putting bikes in the belly of that motherfucker, fuck that plane. Shit.
I'm with you. Oh, what you
Take
what
my
you
bike
just
wherever
cracked
I go.
open? What you just cracked open?
I cracked open a motherfucking
It's a goddamn Sprite.
the Wakanda though. Wakanda Forever though. Special edition. There we go.
All right, now if I see any damn bald-headed chicks come out of nowhere, I'm just saying.
Oh shit! Don't. I love bald-headed chicks.
So, all right, now we skipped a little thing, but I'm gonna go right back to it because we talked about it a little earlier about you wanted to start Pittsburgh. Can you give us a little history on the Pittsburgh chapter?
Way back when I was locked up, this was 06 when we was all locked up together, and I was like, man, I should start a Pittsburgh chapter. And so I get out, and I hadn't even bought the bike yet. I was like fresh out when Obama was getting elected, and we're sitting there on election day, me and my two homeboys, and we're looking like, this motherfucker that got elected. Who would have motherfucking thought in my lifetime that we'd have a goddamn black president? And I was like, well, shit, if that's possible, then anything is possible. So I'm gonna start a Rough Rider chapter. That day was the day up until then, it was just like a little shit you talk about, but don't never really make any solid moves to go do. But that day, I was like, I'm buying a bike tomorrow, and immediately went and got a bike, and from there, I'm just making moves to get it done. And like I said, it turns out I had some of the ones that were ready had to go join another chapter because we didn't have enough that were ready. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so we joined the Oakland chapter, and then the Oakland chapter was kind of because they had lost all those members, and there was two groups that came in. They were sinking. They didn't even have enough members to have a chapter down there. And then, but I brought my little pack. It ended up being like 7 of us. And then Lance, you remember Lance?
Yeah.
Lance motherfucking Turner? Yeah. Lance came in with there was this other little local club local sport bike club that the president was shady, and he was buying his kids Christmas presents with the chapter dues and all that shit. And the whole little chapter just quit on him, says, fuck him, we're gonna go join Rough Riders. And so Lance's group and my group, and we came in and we just kind of breathed life into Oakland. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, and we were all pretty young. I mean, Lance and all them when they're 20s, and all my boys were like 28 to 30, 33 up in there. So compared to nowadays, how we got prospects that are, got gray hairs and bald patches. Back then, I mean, we were like still young people. But and then we kind of just brought Oakland back. But I couldn't just start my chapter right away because Oakland was kind of dependent on us, just even for numbers, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, then we're just gonna build Oakland up to where when we do break off, y'all don't even need us. So, me and Lance, and we just went on fucking recruiting missions, snagging people, and putting them through the little tests and building the chapter up. Which back then, their test wasn't like, hey, how many fucking stitches on a vest? All them stupid ass fucking prospect ass questions they got on that dumb ass test. Back then, we would be like, hey, come on, we finna go over here, and we ride cool to where we were going, and then we try to leave them on the way back and see if they can keep up. And if you kept up, then we respect you. And if not, you still got work to do. You know what I mean? If you're calling us fucking, like if we make it back, and then you ain't with us, and then here it is, hey, where y'all at? You still got work to do.
Yeah.
But if you still right there with us after the kind of riding we was doing, we're like, oh, you might be ready for this shit,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, my first, because Lance came in a few months before me, right? His little pack, and then my little pack came next. And first thing he said, man, we went on my first ride. He said, "Hey, look, I don't stop for the police, and when they get behind us, don't follow me." Right? And I'm like, "Oh, that's how we get down."
Okay.
But and that's how it was. It wasn't no like, yes, when the cops pull you, you pull over and you fucking and you give them your license, registration, and insurance. Man, them motherfuckers bikes was not cool. Just put it like that. Them bike, we wouldn't know, nobody was stopping for shit. You know, we were like, oh, there go the police. Well, I guess that means it's time to go. You know, and we mash off on them. So, and that was the kind of test where you got enough respect from your peers to where they would vote yes for you to get vested. Not no, hey, what was your score on the prospect test, or how many jumping jacks did you do on call, or all that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, you know,
I mean,
yeah, I mean that don't improve shit to me.
All right.
You know, shit.
I just say, who the hell? I mean, who the hell do the test? That's what I want.
You know, when the test first came out, and then we had like a national president's meeting, right? So, and the dude that wrote the test was there, and so we asked him like, hey, what? And there were some of those questions that like the answer was like it was asking for an ambiguous answer, or you know for a fact there was like 2 or 3 different ways you can answer it, and it just it wasn't a good test, right? And we asked him, what about this one? And dude was like, man, I don't even know that shit, and I wrote it. And when he said that to us, I was like, I'm never ever gonna respect that shit, because it seems like it's just something to make motherfuckers jump through hoops and run in circles and send them on a wild goose chase. And I mean, maybe that proves something to some people, to where that if you go on a goose chase for them and they're sitting there laughing at you, then later on they'll vote for you. But me, right. I ain't got time for that, man. I want to be like, you know, I'm trying to see, is this motherfucker solid? Is he gonna show up on time? Is he fucking, you know, do I like hanging around this motherfucker? At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck how good they did on the test or none of that shit, or how many bricks poetries they could recite. If I don't like hanging around the motherfucker, I'm not voting for him. And if he can't remember that goddamn none of them poems, and I do like hanging around him, I am gonna vote for him. I mean, because at the end of the day, what are we doing? We just all hanging out with each other. So that's the only thing I consider when I'm voting for somebody to get vested is, do I like hanging around them? And say yes or no, thumbs up, thumbs down.
All right, cool.
So they're making too much out of this prospect shit.
All right, let's get to something that you're gonna really like, because we talked about the sports bike. So I want to know, what was the first sports bike you had when you first started, and what you riding right now?
The first one, that one when I was in the prospect best, that Gixxer was my first one. I didn't know shit, because like I said, I just seen Obama get elected, figured, fuck it, I'm gonna start a bike club, and which, by the way, the old motherfucking license agreement says welcome. Hell, the fucking website still to this day says welcome to the biggest motorcycle organization in the world. So, bike club, motorcycle organization, whatever. I'm here for the bikes. But I had that Gixxer, and I didn't know shit, because Gixxers is a bike for squids. And then as I became wise in bikes, I went to the real bike, Kawasaki. And the reason I ride a Kawasaki is because I was talking to Jesus, and I said, Jesus, what do you ride? And he said, my son, I ride a ZX-10. And the Bible says to be more Christ-like, so I went and got a ZX-10.
Y'all heard it here first. Jesus said.
I mean, they believe these preachers be talking to God. Shit, I do too.
Oh yeah, if y'all don't know, we did tell y'all. Y'all always try to expect some type of conversation. We're gonna give y'all some church conversation here, and God and Jesus helped this man get to a Kawasaki, as you can see right above his head. So if y'all think he's bullshit, he is a Kawasaki guy right there. So my thing is this: when you were you at these events and
see
and,
Kawasaki, Kawasaki, Kawasaki,
Oh, wait.
Kawasaki, 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 Kawasaki. See all that shit? Don't nothing else matter.
Kawasaki? He got a freaking
Yeah.
collection. he don't play.
Well, because none of them Harley dudes like some Harley motherfucker one time asked me, or he tried to insinuate that I couldn't afford a Harley. Like, oh, if you can't afford more than a $5,000 bike, just say that. I'm like, no, I'd rather go buy 5 ninjas than one Harley. So guess what I did? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got one for drag racing, one for road racing, one for commuting, a stunt bike, and an extra.
So wait. So all those Kawasaki's could equal to one fucking Harley?
I didn't pay over $5,000 for not now one of them. And I think, I don't know what a new CVO costs, 25, 30, 40, something like that. And they don't do shit. All you do is drive on a freeway and a long distance in a straight line. Man, I could do fucking 9-second quarter miles on that one. I could drag knee on that one. I could wheelie on the freeway on that one. I could split lanes between 2 diesels without my bags hitting on that one. Shit. I can do all kinds of different shit. I got options.
Shit. Damn.
Motherfucker on a Harley ain't got an option to do nothing but take a shot of Viagra and,
you guys
try to fuck some old set hoes.
My brother has 0 fucks about you Harley guys. I swear. He just said you gotta take Viagra and just glide. That's all he said. So, all right. So I just saw like a whole bunch of Kawasaki. So I don't need to ask you that next question. But you'll ride something else, like it's just straight up Kawasaki.
No, I've had them all though. I'd be flipping bikes, and I see a deal. I'd probably buy a Harley if I knew I could sell it the next day for more. But if I did buy a Harley, that motherfucker's going on Marketplace the next day.
Wow,
guarantee that.
So pretty much get a Harley.
I've had a couple R1s, a couple R6s. I've had a few CBRs. I've had a few Gypsers. And if you fucked every kind of chick, you kind of know which one's got the best coochie. You know what I mean? And you know which one's got that raggedy coochie. So then you kind of gravitate after a while. After you sample the whole lineup, you gravitate towards the ones that got the good coochie. Same with bikes. I gravitate towards the good bikes and leave them raggedy ones, for other people.
Good analogy. Y'all heard it here first. You treat bikes like the bitch you want. Bikes
and bitches. Ain't that what else matters? Shit.
Hey, I totally agree with you, man. I totally agree with you. So, all right, now
put your headphones in. You ain't hearing the shit.
We've been in this for a long time. I know you got some crazy ass stories, especially your ass. But before we get to that crazy story, I want you got some answers. You got to answer this one. Oh, I gotta show this one. And you posted, so don't get freaking mad. You posted on your page, and I found it very easily. So we need an answer about this picture right here. What's going on here, man?
That's my senior ball to my first baby mama.
What's going on here?
That's the senior ball in 1992. That's when I had my curl, and I had a cane. Yeah, that's baby mama number 1. Yeah, she's mad. I don't know what she's mad about.
They in 92.
We already had a fucking a 3.5-year-old daughter right there. Shit, I had a kid in junior high. That's why I joined Rough Riders as a grandpa already. Because I started young.
Hey, that's what's up. When I saw this picture, like, hold up. Jay looked like fucking goddamn DeBarge. El DeBarge.
Yeah, you went way back. you was digging.
Well, you posted it. I'm like, yo, okay. If he posted, he okay with
Man,
this
I posted that years ago. That
shit.
thing, you had to go through you had to pass 2,000 other pictures to get to that one.
No, it's not. It was not that hard. It's not that hard. Not with me anyway.
Yeah.
But so, he said mullet game strong spiders.
Yeah, hey, but the mullet curl, that was the Ice Cube Easy E curl. You know what I mean? So,
yep. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna let you slide with that one. Let you slide with that one.
slide. No, my shit was luxurious. My shit, I had dope fiends still in me, motherfucking curl activator. I had a fucking shelf full of curl activator for like 2 years supply. Every brand, Carefree Curl, TCB, World of Curls, Donnie's, even motherfucking S curl activator. I had it all.
Y'all hear this, man? He had a glorious curl. The curl was glorious.
It was.
He just
Although I'm glad I wasn't riding bikes back then, because when I be slapping my helmet on now, I'd be like, man, what would I do with the fucking greasy ass inside of my fucking visor? How would I even see out this shit with all that curl juice just sloshing around up in here? You know what I mean? I wouldn't have made it back then.
Probably start a fire.
But in them days, helmets wasn't mandatory out in Cali, so all the cats that had bikes, their curls would be blown, but the mullet part that was hanging would dry out.
Oh,
I'd be like, okay, stupid asses riding them motorcycles and they curl all dry. You know, I remember that.
It would dry up, but you'd be like blinding everybody, all the damn Jerry curl juice flying in the damn streets.
Yeah, boy.
But I got one more for you, but it's not no high school picture. But I want to ask you something because I think you was locked up around this time. So, what does this mean to you?
Okay, look, you have a positive vibe policy. And this is your channel. Listen, I try to abide by the rules. I'm trying to think of a positive way to put it. I mean, when I got locked up, I wasn't even locked up yet. I was on the run for a while. Those of y'all that was around at that time when we still had Worldwide. And one of the members who does patches and stuff hit me up and says, "Hey, when you go down, I'm gonna put this patch out." That's me. That's actually one of my profile pictures on the patch of the Willie. But and he says, "Hey, I'm gonna sell these patches, and as a fundraiser for you to make this money, so you got some money on your books, because you got to go to canteen in there to buy fucking hygiene and Zuzus and wham whams and all that shit." And I was like, okay, cool, right? And then I'm doing time. I'm gone. I was even like, well, I would hear from people, but it was like through the mail and shit. I mean, I was in Pelican Bay. I was under the jailhouse. I was in a fucked up place. And but I still get mail. And way back, if you remember on Myrtle, I used to always carry around postcards with me, right? Like when I stopped at these truck stops on the way to Annual, always buy a few postcards. And the only thing I've ever asked a prospect to do, I've never asked them to watch my fucking bike or do no push-ups or recite poetry or nothing. But I was like, hey, can you take this card or this postcard and just go around and ask people to sign it for one of our members that's locked up? So that way, I could send it to him and he could feel like people, still love him and they forgot about him, right? That's the only thing I ever asked a prospect to do. And then people started doing that for me. I would get cards with fucking 20 signatures or 40 signatures on them. Front, back, I mean, both insides and the back. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh man, there's so and so. I'd be sitting there for weeks just poking through the fucking the signatures, like, oh yeah, that's so and so. You know what I mean? And and then finally, and that's all I would get though for like a few years. And then finally, I got transferred to a lower security spot where we can get cell phones. And if you remember when I first got a hold of that cell phone, I'm posting motherfucking burrito, how to cook jailhouse burrito videos, or jailhouse gumbo, or all the different. I was doing like a cooking show, right? But and then I also was able to reconnect with a bunch of people. First thing I tried to do is log into Worldwide. I'm like, where the fuck is Worldwide? Couldn't find it. I didn't know it had been deleted, and then around the world had been started.
Yeah.
But and I finally started getting in touch with people, and then a couple of people was like, "Oh, hey, I bought your patch." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I remember that patch." And then I asked the dude, I'm like, "You know what? I remember that dude said he was gonna shoot me some bread for, do the fundraiser for me." So it looks like he actually did it. So I hit him up, I was like, "Hey, you sold them patches?" He said, "Oh, well, it didn't really work out. I only made like 10 just to see, how the design came out on the patch, and then I kind of just, I didn't make no money on it, so that's why I didn't send nothing." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I thought maybe 4 or 5 people haven't had it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, but since I've been home, I've ran into 20 motherfuckers that got them, and then I ran into one person that bought 20 by themselves just because they thought the money was gonna go to me. And so after that, I'm like, man, I will buy a motherfucking patch now from a fucking dope fiend or anybody before I buy a patch from the motherfucker that made that. But
wow.
yeah, so fuck them in the ass. I know it's supposed to be positive, but that's the positive version.
Okay. That's the positive. That's the positive version.
That's the nice version, goddammit.
That's as nice as it's gonna get tonight. One, I'm gonna let y'all know one day I'm gonna do an uncensored one. I'm not gonna give a fuck. I'm just gonna let y'all just go. I swear. One day.
I wasn't even tripping, man, because I had people looking out for me and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I had a lot. The funny part is, I had what was that FTLOP shit? I missed that whole thing. Right. That was when I didn't even have a phone or nothing. I just got my phone and looked up, and people was in different clubs now and had left and didn't have shit good to say about Rough Rider. I was like, man, what happened? But a lot of them dudes that was solid and even high up, well respected and high ranking Rough Riders were gone, right? But a lot of them dudes still fucked with me the whole time and didn't even take it out on me, like, So I gotta give them some love for that.
Oh yeah,
it's dudes that have been ostracized from Rough Riders are still, that's why it's like people's like, it's deep in his family, but these dudes got kicked out and was still fucking with me. You know what I mean? A lot of people be like, "Oh, if you ain't here no more, fuck you." If you ain't paying court dues, and we ain't got nothing to say to you. But them dudes are still rocking with me, so I love them.
All right. I mean, that's the true measure of beyond the vest. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I gotta call you Mr. Lean because your lean is serious, bro. Lean is serious.
So the other picture you took of me, right, was took by the cameraman. This one is on the back of my bike, and it's taking a picture of the cameraman. You can see his ass in the distance. See him in the little bushes.
Shit. Hell yeah, I just noticed that.
So yeah. So the first one was him taking my picture, and then this is me taking his picture.
That's what's up, bro. So wait, so you do professional racing, or it's drag and street?
So this is it's called a track day. It's the same tracks that, okay, put it like this. Imagine if LeBron James, he's a professional basketball player, but he still goes to open gyms when it's not an NBA game and plays basketball to work on his game. So he's got NBA games, and then he's got just other times that he's playing basketball. Well, if you're a professional racer, you still got to go do track days. You can't just only race on race day. You got to go out there and hit this track and hit this track and hit this track.
Right.
Just like Steph Curry out there shoots 1 million jump shots, I'm gonna try to hit 1 million laps, and so that way when race day comes, and then you're ready for it. And just like Rough Riders, I don't want to come in to and go straight into racing and not. I don't want to go out there and come in last place. So I started doing the track days just to get my game tight, and I got you got to get a license to go race. So I got my race license last year, and next year I'm gonna put it to use.
All right. So I should be seeing more pictures of you actually winning. Winning.
So, and I'm only and it's just like it's like baseball. How you got the big leagues, and then you got these little regional leagues for like different. Like there's like 2 California leagues. They call them race orgs, but they're only here on the West Coast because little privateer guys with a pickup or one little toy hauler fucking ain't gonna be riding coast to coast every week if you ain't got no sponsor like the pros do. But so you race locally. But I want to hit some of these other tracks that I'd be seeing on like Moto America and World Superbike. So when everybody always asks me like, what annuals you going to next? I'm thinking like, is y'all buy a racetrack? Because that's what'll make me go is if it's
Right.
if I can go to fucking Road Atlanta, then I'll go to Atlanta's shit. If I can go to fucking VIR, then I'll go to Richmond, Virginia's shit. But I'm not going nowhere where they ain't got no racetrack. Fuck that. I'm gonna try to do. I need to hit two birds with one stone.
What do they call it? Is it Tail of the Dragon? I think they call it.
Oh yeah, I want to do that too. I mean, we got some shit like that out here, but that one's kind of like the epitome one though. And if I'm ever in that area with my bike, yeah, I'm doing it. Shit, definitely.
I was seeing a lot of people.
That's on my bucket list. The Tail of the Dragon. I want to wheelie the motherfucking the Florida Keys Bridge, the one that was in that movie True Lies.
Oh. And
I know it's hella long, and I don't know. I can't do it right now, but I need to just get my game tight. I want to Willie Lake Pontchartrain in motherfucking in New Orleans.
Oh, good.
That's the one long ass bridge. Yeah, and I know I know somebody would call the police. There's probably the police waiting for me on the other end. But I was like, I'll just put some bail money in my pocket, make sure I do it on a bike that they could tow, and I won't give a fuck about. A throwaway bike, and I'll do that shit just to check it off my list.
You talking about Willies? I just put the picture of you willing right now.
Oh yeah. See, I wouldn't do it on that bike. That's my favorite bike, so I wouldn't do it on that bike.
I mean, you just said you go do it on a bike you don't give a damn about. So, of course,
yeah. I love that one.
So, man, all right,
all
right. Me and you been in for a minute, and we got some. We got some prospects. In fact, we got a prospect from who I think that says Spanish Mom. Going up. No, I'm sorry, from the Bronx. From the Bronx. You got any words of encouragement for these prospects in year one, people? I should say year one brothers and sisters.
Keep it positive. Positive vibes. All that shit your prospect managers. If you put it like this, if your prospect manager can't outride you, tell them to lower their motherfucking tone when they talk to you. Just tell them that. Because
I want to say, you know what? Fuck it.
They can't outride me. They don't need to be telling me shit. All right.
You know what?
Shit.
You know what, Jay?
I could look up history.
Yeah. You know what, Jay? Fuck this. Fuck positive. Go for it. Say what you gotta say.
Oh, we going up. The first uncensored. Look, your prospect manager is lying to y'all. They lying to y'all, or they've been lied to and they're passing on other lies. All that shit is just most of the history's made up or fucked up. Or you remember in school when in kindergarten the teacher tells sit the kids in the circle, tell one kid something in his ear, and then they each say it. And by the time he gets to the other side, it's some totally different shit. Yeah, that's what's happened with our history. And motherfuckers is passing down bullshit and throwing their own little perspective on it of how they think it might have went or something, man. And it's like, they just fucked it all up. They fucked it all up.
All right.
If it wasn't a motherfucker that was there, like Scorpio or Ruff or somebody, I don't even want to hear it. And since we're uncensored now, it don't even matter. It don't even matter. You know why? Because, see, I see a lot of people, right? Like I came in and I'm like, man, I can't ride like these cats. I got to go get my game right. Mm-hmm. And that's how I'm going to make my mark in this shit, right? That's how I'm going to be a valued member of this shit is by fucking, by riding. And I'm convinced that a lot of people nowadays is like, okay, I'm scared to ride a bike faster than 20 miles an hour. So I think I'm gonna go try to learn hella history. So people got to come to me for history. And that'll be my little forte in this shit, right? So we got all these goddamn history fucking guru buffs, nerds. And it's like, but all y'all do is sit around and argue about old ass facts, but y'all ain't even doing shit. So chasing knowledge is okay, but that's like only trying to get a good grade in gym at school. It's like you still gonna fail. You know, there's a lot of other subjects to be trying to get good grades in this shit, not just knowledge. I mean, and you don't even need to know all this shit as a prospect anyway. You pick this shit up as you go. I still pick shit up. You know, I listen and I observe. And you can put two and two together when the dates don't add up, and then okay, well that's full of shit because the fucking date don't add up. You know, but it ain't that important, man. It ain't that important. Right. And the same motherfuckers that they're running off with that fucking, these motherfuckers know this history better than they know the goddamn Bible. If they studied the Bible that good, they'd be a goddamn shoo-in to get to heaven. But instead, they're lacking on their Bible study time and studying the goddamn history and the regulations. Don't get me started on the regulations.
Oh, Lord.
They got motherfuckers that know the regulations better than a lawyer know the goddamn law.
What did I do? I let this man go uncensored. He just went ham.
These motherfuckers, you're in violation of Section 2, Paragraph 5 of the fucking Rough Rider Penal Code, and I'm going to fine you so that way you can't run for next election and I can get your spot. You know what I mean? That's the kind of shit these motherfuckers out here doing.
Oh, my God.
On each other.
Oh, my God.
Snitch on each other so they can get their job.
I got to put the muzzle on you. I got to put the muzzle on you. You on fire. I got to put the muzzle on you. He's on fire. Shit, I'm going to get a phone call later. Goddamn, why you let him go uncensored? Hey, he been itching. He was itching over there. He's itching. So
they out here snitching.
So
your ride name should be Takashi X69, motherfucker. Shit.
Woo. All right. So
I ain't told no lies, so I'll stand by everything I said.
Well, that's well. If you did,
you call me on
J-Rydah. I put it like that. So all right. We at the moment you eating snacks. You already had Sprite. You still got your Sprite?
Yep. I got about a quarter of it left.
Well, that's equal my shot. That equals my shot. So we got a toast. Brother.
See, look, she bought 3. I got people inboxing me right now telling me how many of them patches they bought. I bought 3.
Yeah, they put on the comments. Someone put on the comments they bought 3. I wonder who it is.
Oh, look at Kobe. I've been wanting to read the comments too. Kobe said they try to get that most traveled trophy from Southwest Airlines.
Kobe, you next.
Yeah,
I'll get to talk to you, bro. Get your Sprite, man.
Kobe needs to be my damn co-host too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't drink.
That's why I said you get your Sprite. But you still gotta do a toast. What you toasting?
To Willie's. One wheel in the air. Everywhere.
Gotcha.
Oh, another toast. To standard members. Get you a bike.
That means I gotta pour again. Hold on. I gotta catch up.
So Rough Rider Garage was supposed to be for the bikers, right? But I was like, if the standard members want to come in there and hear bike talk and shit, so they can get inspired to buy a bike, then they're welcome.
Mm.
Open invitation to stranded members.
He said toast to standard members. I gotta drink to that.
Yep, it's toast to them motherfuckers.
All right, good brother. This has been a great show. You got anything you want to plug? Anything happening in Cali?
It's raining like a motherfucker out here right now. I'm trying to get the drag strip for next year. We did like a test run at the drag strip this year. Matter of fact, the pictures you had of me drag racing was from I think it was back in August. We went out. No, it was in September. But I'm trying to rent the whole thing and do like an annual, where the track portion of it is kind of like the main event.
Oh, okay.
You know, because our hood rides are getting phased out of Rough Riders, and then without the hood rides, we're kind of like just following the blueprint of all the rest of the MCs around the world that are, you know, after a while you've been to one annual, you've been to them all, you know what I mean? And the thing we had different than everybody was the hood ride, you know? And I want to emphasize the hood rides, and if not a hood ride, then shit, you know, rent a racetrack or do something that's motorsport orientated. So that way it ain't all just about standing around drinking. You know?
Oh, you still can stand around and drink. Just don't ride after you drink. That's all.
I mean, no, ride first and then go drink later. But
yeah,
but they cut the ride part out and they just drink all day long. Shit.
You know, some people are just sad. You know, they gotta drink. They gotta drink their problems away.
Oh, I don't know how we got this far. I know you just lost your mom, and I want to give you my condolences in front of everybody. I lost mine too, and it's the hardest thing a person could ever deal with. You know what I mean? And you know, I just want to tell you to hang in there and, you know, just go day by day. This is what I do, man. I go day to day and I live my life in a way that I think would make my mom proud, and I live in her honor. You know what I mean? And if you do that day by day, you know, you still, every day you're going to miss her like crazy, but as time goes on, you'll get stronger. You know what I mean? And the weight you're carrying will get lighter because you'll be stronger. Just hang in there, man. And keep your head up, because I know it's tough right now.
I appreciate it.
I know I'm your first live interview after all that happened, you know, so.
Yeah, you are, actually. I had to tape my last episode, but I appreciate
I noticed that. So, you know, and a lot of us ain't been through that yet, and some of us have, and, you know, it's something that's going to come down the line for everybody, you know, and it's tough, man, but, you know, just hang in there, man. If you ever, you know, need to talk to me, man, you can call me at any time and tell me what's on your mind, man, and I'll be there to listen.
Well, I gotta finish this damn design you got me doing, so I'm working on that right now for you. So
thank you, I appreciate that.
That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't even want to say what it's about, but yeah. Yeah. But
I definitely appreciate that, bro.
Let's see. How could I put a group link on here? See, I don't know how to do none of that shit. So people could go ask to get in the group.
What the
hey, just send me an inbox. I know how to do that. Send me inbox me if y'all want to get in Rough Rider Garage and we can do some bike talk about bikes.
Or you could type it on your freaking search. I don't think it's private. Is it private? It's not private.
I think I might got it private for. You always got to watch out for the informants. I always got to watch out for them.
Wait. I got somebody on here that says he better be at our event. And what event is this person's talking about? The Fallen Soldier event in March. Miss Cashmere.
Yeah, I think she cussed me out earlier about that.
Oh Lord!
But I was like, "Damn, what I do?"
You must have did something. Excuse me.
I already talked to to Spider about that too. I'm probably ain't going out the house that month because I'm waiting on surgery right now from all that lean shit you showed me doing. It's like it's fun, but you know, there's a cost to all that shit. You know, injuries. You know, I'm about to get shoulder replacement surgery. I'm just waiting on them to set the date, so I'm not sure when it's going to be.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, good luck on that one.
That's another thing. See, that's another thing I want to make sure I got on. It just didn't come up, but like all them when I said we went coast to coast in a few years, you know, in order for us to do that, man, there was people out there. When I say making sacrifices, they was making sacrifices, man. Like any of them old school stunners, you go stand next to them motherfuckers, they walk fucked up. Their bodies all fucked up because they've been in so many fucking wrecks. out there, because the training involved in that shit is you're gonna get some injuries. So I know Scorpio, I know Bulla, all them dudes got fucked up body parts and they're in pain. You know what I mean? And they did all that shit so that we're all living off their hard work. You know what I mean? Jay Beats and fucking Warren James and all these people that put in the work for us to where we got some big ass shit to join. So, and that's why I always push the riding and even the stunting, because without that, man, we'd be just another run of the mill ass club. So I want all them people to know I appreciate the fucking real body part sacrifices they made, and their bikes. Their bikes are always fucking tore up because they're fucking flipping them and rolling them down the street. And the rest of us run around here on these pretty ass bikes and they never touch the ground. So now they made a lot of sacrifices for us. And I just wanted to make sure that I know that we recognize them and that they made this shit so we can be who we are right
now. It is documented and everything. So, like I said, man, I definitely appreciate you coming on. Hell, we got a part 2. We could do a part 2 later, but we gotta get off this damn thing now because I'm feeling it. I've been drinking and smoking all day, so I've been feeling it. But bro, appreciate you, man. Especially talking to me in the private, in the inbox and stuff like that, and keeping me busy. Stuff. So I don't know the next time I'm gonna see you. According to Cashmere, you better bring your ass to our annual. And she said, bring your meds. But
I mean, she threatens to get me in a headlock. I'll probably be there. Shit, with my broke arm.
Cashmere
looking for the headlock.
You make him happy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on. Who said that? Who said that? Well, hey, part 2 definitely be uncensored. I'm calling it right now. I'll bring back J-Rydah. It's gonna be uncensored. I ain't gonna have no disclaimer. It's gonna be fucking uncensored. He's gonna be loose as a goose. I'll probably just lean back and let him go. I'll just probably lean back and let him go. I swear. Cashmere says she will. She gonna put you in the headlock.
Come on with it.
Cashmere is gonna put you in the headlock. Therefore,
we could wrestle for the belt. Shit.
Hey, not my belt.
No, the belt in them jeans.
All right, brother. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll talk to you later. Definitely gonna see that design probably tomorrow or Monday.
All right. Say bye, Ron.
Bye.
Bye.
Ron says bye.
All right, brother.
All right.
Peace. And that was my brother J-Rydah. Cool as hell, as you can see. Yes, we go. You know what? Fuck it. If we do a part 2, which ain't no if, we're gonna do a part 2. It's gonna be off the fucking chain. It's gonna be uncensored. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let him be free as a bird. I'm gonna lean back and just laugh. But cool to talk to him. Get some knowledge about Pittsburgh, California. Get some knowledge about him, his different story, and all that stuff. My next episode is a special time. It's next week, next Saturday, but at 2:00 Eastern time, because this is an international episode. This is overseas. My people over there gotta get them some love. And I got Troubles and Heavy D. So that means I gotta do my episodes at 2:00, which is their 8:00. That will be next week, where we go. We're gonna have some fun, but at the same time, we're gonna get some knowledge, because a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't know what's going on overseas. And for what I've seen of the event, they having hella fun, and I need to go over there. I need to get over there real quick. I gotta bring my wife, so that's the only way I'm gonna do overseas. I gotta bring her with me, So, but until then, let me also keep on saying this, stay humble. Again, I thank y'all for checking up on me, checking up on my wife, and my boys. I'm gonna be all right. One day at a time. The healing process is not a rush, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So I'll be okay. But until then, this is your brother Infamous. I will see you when I see you, hopefully soon. Y'all stay blessed, and I definitely, hopefully I see y'all soon. Until then, enjoy the fucking show. Yes, always honor up. Deuces.